Hi everyone, I'm Redneck-Alcatraz and I'm back here for another reaction. I'll be honest, I hadn't planned on doing another Sabaton reaction this soon, but they have just recently come out with a new song called Steel Commanders, so I've got to do it. I've just got to do it. I've listened, I'll admit this is not a first react, first hearing. I've listened to it, I think, one and a half times, watched the video once, but this is going to be my first time really focusing on it. I cheated, I did it while I was at work, so shh. Um, but just like normal, I'm gonna run through it once without stopping, then we're gonna loop back and go through it a second time. As this is something brand new, I have not done hardly any research on this thing at all. So we're almost flying completely blind on this one, but let's check it out. Let's see what it's gonna be like because it's gonna be interesting. It's them, and I've never seen anything they've done that was bad. Stabbing him. Okay, that was cool. I completely forgot I was doing a reaction video. That was cool. Um, I think, I did read this was done in cooperation with World of Tanks, which makes sense because a lot of the tanks you saw in there really didn't end up on the same some of them didn't end up on the same battlefields. Um, but it was really cool. Gotta go back. Yes, I forgot to mention that Sabaton did this, but it's featuring Tina Guo? Guo. So I'm pretty sure I mispronounced that. If I did, I apologize. Um, but yeah, and she's done a song or two with them before. She has her own outfit, and she's got that really strange, really styled violin that just I like it. Or not, excuse me, not violin. Not violin, bad. It's a cello. The hell did I get that? I even played cello for a short amount of time. But all right, like usual, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go over this again. Sorry, I just wanted to see it again anyway. I love the choir. This is good. The final victor. I do have one objection with this scene. If we hop back just a tiny bit, do you see where he stabs him? All right. So his torso is here. He's sinking that sword down there, which means he's either stabbing the guy like in the groin or the leg or something, or like pelvis. Rude by a lot, which means this was probably actors. And he probably didn't actually want to stab his buddy, but still, probably my only objection in this. Otherwise, the scene is awesome. You've got it is properly done to look like a really rough fought battle. Shank. And it shows him winded. That's almost a thing you never see. This almost looks like in MMORPGs, you level up, yeah, ding ding ding, the visual effects. That I think it's supposed to denote like the World of Tanks, you are now the commander. I don't know. Very, very catchy tune. The glowy just it's interesting. Wait. I missed this before. No shield. Shield with the Sabaton logo on it. And he's even wearing a necklace with the logo. I missed that before. I like the transition. Back. Transition. And here you've got the whole crew plus Tina. Goes from drawing the sword to drawing the guitar with Par. Microphone. Shake it down. And now he awaits for the next one in line. World War I. Looks like one of the original British tanks. I have no idea which model it is, other than that looks one of like the original tanks. Tanks, as the original code word for them was, because they were originally referred to as land ships, but in code, they referred to them as tanks, because at that point in time, tanks was usually shorthand for like a water tank. So you could have water and provisions for your troops. Hence, if communications ever got intercepted, nobody knew what it was. Nowadays, everybody knows what it is. And the name just stuck. Hold on. See, there's Tina with that Really strange design cello. It reminds me like the little robots from Portal. That's what it kind of reminds me of.
Over 100 years ago, since we first rode into fire, the rulers of the battlefield rolling over.
Yes, this is definitely about tanks because tanks did develop and were fielded over 100 years ago. Rulers of the battlefield rolling over trenched wire, which is what they were intended to break through the lines, keep going, and just break through the defensive line.
Shed wire into battle, no retreat. Roll out for a post we spell disaster.
Very true. Very true. Early on, it was a bulletproof mobile pillbox that they couldn't stop. It required explosives, artillery to stop it. Standard infantry had nothing that could touch this thing. And it was designed that it could just go over a trench. So you could didn't the trenches couldn't stop it. Montgomery and Patton, two of the probably arguably two of the three best tank field commanders of World War II. Personally, I would tag Patton and Rommel as the two best. That's my opinion. Fleurs Clourcelet, which I probably butchered, if I remember correctly, is the French emblem. Cause Fleurs Clourcelet led the way. I think it was the FT-15 tank that was fielded by the French. Became one of the main tanks used by the Allies during World War I. And Patton, at the time, I believe Lieutenant Colonel in rank, fielded and ran a unit of those FT tanks that were made by the French. And yes, Patton served in World War I and II as a tank commander in both. It's just in II, he was commanding much larger units. El Alamein, I believe, was one of the first major. I can't necessarily call it a battlefield because the Battle of El Alamein wasn't necessarily one location, but I think it was a main battle, but I think it was also several smaller battles included. It was the first major battle of full tank units and tank commanders that was almost primarily a tank battle. Yes, when the Germans blitzed across Europe, they did so with Panzer spearheads, but the main things they were fighting when they did that blitz was entrenched locations and old tactics using tanks, which was they were mainly designed to support infantry, not as their own units. So I think El Alamein is attributed as one of the first large-scale tank battles. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be. German design, I believe. The Germans fielded multiple designs of tank, usually something with larger guns, that did not have a movable turret. You had to turn the whole tank. The reason I think this is German is, let's see if we can go forward. Here we go. This design on the side, it was designed they kind of did to make it so things wouldn't stick to it as well, like magnetic charges. It just was designed so it wouldn't get a good grip, and also the extra fuel tanks on the back. I think it's German. Could be wrong. Snapshot. Shores of Overlord. Overlord was operational code name for D-Day. It was Operation Overlord. Fields of, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I'm pretty sure it's Russian. That's probably in reference to the Russian front, or the Eastern Front, to the shores of Overlord, the shores of Normandy, for Operation Overlord. That's British tank. Beginning of the victory, Sherman's rolling onto sword. That is another reference to Operation Overlord. The Sherman, believe it or not, Shermans were outfitted to be amphibious, so they actually launched them from the ships along with the landing craft. Did an entirely successful measure, but they did do it. Rolling onto Sword. Sword was one of the main beaches of Normandy. And yes, this is, from my understanding, a British tank design that, yes, did include a flamethrower. It was one of their heavy tanks, from my understanding. Or Sherman. That looks... That's either a Panther or a Tiger 2. I'm willing to bet it's a Panther. I think the Tiger 1 had stair-step vertical armor. The Panther and the Tiger 2, I think both had sloped armor. So I want to say it's a Panther. Shot Alright, there we go. Maybe you can get a better look at Tina's cello. Yeah, look at this thing. It's got the arch, it's got the little arm things. It reminds me of the robots from Portal. It really does. Everybody getting in the tank. This is rare. This is, I think, one of the few times, if ever, I've seen Parr put his hair up. He always has it down, and now it's bunned up. I think this is the only time I've ever actually seen this. Hans with the beret. Chris with the goggles. Of course, Raheem in the turret. Tommy being the loader. Powered up. Uh-oh. 2-on-1. Not fair. Look at this little zoomy little shit. Light tank. Uh-oh, kind of pin him in place. That hurts. That hurts. Alright, the reason that hurts, let me show you and tell you a little physics. Alright, so it took this chunk right across the top of the turret. So think about this. You're in a giant steel box. And then somebody takes a sledgehammer and then hammers it. Except it's not like a little 2-pound sledge. We're talking like a 20-pound sledge that hits and skims off of it at like 1,000 feet per second or more. It's just the concussive rattling inside that hurts. Enough to just pretty much stun everybody involved. May not be a kill, but still, destroy that turret, their ears are probably toast. And that also looks like a Russian tank of some kind. It's like, get back here, get back here. Yep, dodge this. Oh. I don't know what this tank design is, but it's a really tall turret. Probably because it's fielding a much larger gun than standard. So they just had to build it up. The only thing I could think of. But they missed. They shot their dead buddy's smoldering corpse, referring to the tank. Oh,
Target destroyed.
Joaquin, target destroyed. I love this transition. Style transition. I love it. This is probably some sort of specialized skin that is available in World of Tanks that you can get. And if I played that game, I would definitely want to get this because this is just really cool. Styling, the look, and then of course Tina packing up her cello and walking off. Group getting out of the tank. He looks really cool in this beret. Tommy with the jacket. Why they put Tommy as the driver in the loopy section, I don't know. Okay, I really enjoyed this video. This was Steel Commanders by Sabaton featuring Tina Guo. Pretty sure I'm mispronouncing her last name. I apologize. But yeah, that was great. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna do the normal spiel. If you like this, you want to see more, please do the thing that everybody asks you to do: like, share, subscribe, blah blah blah. Check out some rest of my stuff. If you really liked it and you want to support me, um, please donate or subscribe on Patreon. Follow me on this, etc., etc. But in all honesty, please let me know what you think about this. If you've got suggestions, um, as a comment that had popped up on my last video with Sabaton, yes, I plan to do more. They are one of my favorite bands. I will be doing more. Trust me on that. I'm trying to spread it out and not just do nothing but them. There's a lot of good bands out there and a lot of good songs that need coverage. So I'm going to try to spread it out. But everyone, thank you for watching. Uh, and yeah, come check out some of my other stuff later on. Thanks.